And you point out a very good one. Like, have you given it enough time? And it's not just about time. It's about giving it enough time with enough like humility and grit to know like, hey, this is not working. Something needs to change. I need to go figure out what to change and change it so that I start seeing results. It's like, I hate when people say, just be consistent. Like, a lot of times being consistent at the beginning is what you need to do. But like when things aren't working, they do need a change up, right? And a lot of people feel like, I don't know what to change. Like, there must be something that I'm missing. These are the 3 things I see that people make mistakes on all the time. And the reason it's not clicking and the reason they're not getting results. And the last one is definitely the most common and probably the hardest to change. Number 1 is you really don't have a brand. Nobody knows who you are. What is your personality? You kind of look like everybody else. And I'm not saying go out and make videos that are like extravagant and all over the place and just have this bold and huge personality. But I'm saying be you, but a little bit on steroids, right? So like you have to stand out. Like, don't just come on here and do what everybody else is doing and say what everybody else is saying. And the biggest like example I can give on how this is applicable to digital marketing is like whatever you do or say or think or how you deliver your message, if you don't like it, then your ideal customer is not going to like it. People who are just like you are not going to like it. So they're not going to follow you. They're not going to buy from you because they don't really resonate with how you're delivering your message. It is a very hard thing to nail down because when you're a brand new beginner, it's like, what is even a brand? So I totally work with people on this in my mentorship. The second thing that's not clicking for people a lot of times is they're not using authority content or like transformational content, or they're not good at picking out how they've transformed. You know, even the small things from like, I was so scared to make a TikTok. It took me 3 hours to make a TikTok and now I make one in 45 minutes. Like, and I learned all of this in a month. Like, that's huge. People who don't want to make videos and are so scared that it's going to be so time consuming, when they hear that and they're like, oh my gosh, okay, it'll be long for a month. I can do this. If they can do this, I can do this too. You know, like little transformation that show you as an authority, as someone a couple steps ahead that they can see and learn from and guide them to make those same successes. And the third thing, and I'm not kidding, it is the hardest thing to change. And honestly, the hardest thing for me to tell people inside of a mentorship, because it's like really super duper awkward. That's that people don't want to try the hard things. They think things are awkward. They think when they deliver things, they sound salesy or gimmicky. People are so stubborn. Not only the testimonial thing, hey, try this type of content or do this type of thing. Even something as simple as like, hey, add in a weird hook and just stand here with a weird hook in your hand. And they're like, that just feels weird. And I'm like, I know, but like psychology of sales and people and what makes people buy and what makes people watch your TikToks. These are things that are important. You can't just like dismiss them because it's not your brand and not who you are. Like, you can take the advice of holding something awkward and you can find something that you feel comfortable with, but it's still like something to look at or something to do, and people will still watch it because you're like holding something or doing something different. Like, it doesn't have to be my weird thing, but you have to like try the advice of what people are telling you to do. People don't try. They just say, oh no, that's not for me. Or they try once, oh, it didn't work. It's like, it is so hard for me to be like, okay, well, you're not doing the things that I'm telling you to do or suggesting you do or finding a way for it to work for you. You're just saying it's not for me. And it's like, okay, well, it's not going to work then if you're not willing to try different things, hard things. And I'm not saying at all that these are the reasons that the person who left the comment are the reasons he needed to take a break or that it didn't click. You know, I don't want to imply that whatsoever. These are just the most common things that I see from people when they are not being successful with digital marketing. If you love the truth on digital and affiliate marketing and you want real, actual, tangible, helpful advice on how to succeed as a complete beginner, follow me.